Alright. Want to make sure I'm recording. Good. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you're in. I got that line down to a science. It's not the most original line. Once I get to my goal of 2,000 subscribers or more, I'll tell you where I got that line from. But if you recognize the line, bravo! Bravo to you, if you already guessed the line. Or know what movie I'm quoting it from. It just sounds, I don't know, it fits my style in terms of how I bet the YouTube game. Well, anyway, this is not a walkthrough, this is not a playthrough, as I like to do. I'm actually going to try to do something different starting out. I didn't think I was going to stream today, I'm going to be honest, because yesterday I even said that don't expect any stream today. Well, I guess the joke's on me, because here I am doing a stream. Yeah, well, there's a reason to explain that. I am going to have a busy schedule tomorrow, so don't expect to stream tomorrow, tentatively. You know what? Because I actually kind of like shot my foot, and, well, not shot my foot. I kind of made a mistake. I didn't think I was going to stream today, but here I am. So, tomorrow, tentatively, we'll see if I stream tomorrow. If not, let's just approach it this way. Then don't be surprised if I don't stream tomorrow. Friday, that's up in the air, but maybe I will change my mind and actually, maybe I'll stream Friday. We'll see. We'll see how my schedule is. But tomorrow, yeah, I'll be extremely busy. So, okay, so I went ahead and named this playlist that I'm going to be doing this video. Yeah, I'll name it as like gaming trailers and gaming news because I can't think of anything clever. You guys can definitely leave a like, comment, or subscribe, as I always say, or you can give me a suggestion of what to call these analytical talks. But here is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the State of Play 2024. If you didn't think I was going to talk about the State of Play 2024, well, you were mistaken. Of course I was going to talk about it. I feel like that's an interesting topic that we could talk about, and also I don't want to take away from the PlayStation Plus Essential, or basically my walkthroughs. So I'm going to try something different. I'm going to just, any games I want to talk about, any trailers I absolutely want to talk about, or anything about the PlayStation Plus Essential or Extra, I'm going to just do like some videos in a separate playlist. I'm not going to do it in the walkthrough, because that takes time from the walkthrough and playthrough, and I think the game deserves the time for me to talk about the game only. This is the approach I'm going to be taking from going forward, because, yeah, it does get annoying, and even I think it's annoying when I talk about the trailer or something from PlayStation Plus Essential that's coming, and then I'm doing a walkthrough after that. It just takes away from the walkthrough, and that kind of defeats the purpose of doing a walkthrough playthrough. That's my opinion. Alright, so we're going to jump straight to it. We're going to talk about the games that was just announced today for the PlayStation Plus Essential. And of course, we're going to talk about the State of Play 2024, and that will be pretty much the name of the title. I know this is kind of a weird format, because I tried to do a Call of Duty talking about the Game Awards trailers I like. One random stranger got pissed that basically I didn't talk about Call of Duty, and basically he's like, "Why are you doing this?" He had too much time on his hands, and I blocked him, of course, but this time, I'm just doing it around, and when I talk about analytical games, like games that just got me hyped, or even if it starts sucking, or if it sucks when it comes out, the game comes out, at least I had a great first impression before it came out. So, time will tell. Alright, well, let's get started with the PlayStation Plus Essential, and to explain why I'm doing unpacking, I'm going to do this at random. Whenever I talk about PlayStation Plus Essential games or Extra or Premium, I'm going to do a game that I consider I highly, immensely enjoy. Like something that I will give me a possible 10 out of 10. Or just a game that a game I give a 10 out of 10. I think I'm going to start doing that approach, and we'll see how that goes. If you guys like the analytical talks I do about, or just talking about gaming news that you've probably heard of already too, then yeah, definitely give me some feedback of what do you think about this. If not, I'm just going to keep doing this. Alright, here we go. So, the PlayStation Plus games that are coming for February. This is Essential. Alright, Foam Stars. My friend was excited about this one because he said it was exactly like Splatoon. And I know he owns Splatoon, and he's basically a Nintendo land. Or he basically has a Nintendo Switch, so everything he covers is Nintendo based. And more power and respect to him. If he can do Nintendo games and he has a Nintendo Switch, more power to him. I low-key, and I actually would want a Nintendo Switch. If I had a Nintendo Switch, I don't know what would be my first game. Maybe Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, that would be the first game I cover. The game I would never finish. Or Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, if I had a Nintendo Switch. But, I'm in the PlayStation side. Man, I feel like I'm tongue-tied today. I don't know. Well, anyway, Phone Stars. It's basically PlayStation Splatoon. Can we just all acknowledge that? Well, reading over PlayStation Blog, which is pretty much the most reliable source you can talk about in terms of PlayStation Plus Essential, introducing Phone Stars. The new 4 versus 4 online party shooter. Use phone to build terrain, creating slippery surface to surf around the arena at high speed and help defend from enemy attacks, or create vantage points to take out opponents from. Select from a quirky and colorful cast of athletes and complete across multiple game modes. Find out more about Phone Stars from its creators here. That kind of sums it up. So it's PlayStation Splatoon with a little bit of Fortnite, and every battle royale that hasn't been shut down, or their servers hasn't been shut down. We'll see how long Phone Stars last, because I like the finals. I had skepticism. I had major skepticism when the finals came out. I wasn't even excited about the trailer, and then I played the finals, and I freaking like it. Maybe Phone Stars will be one of those titles that I'm not impressed with what I saw, but, Phone Stars might surprise me. I actually might like it. Time will tell. We'll see. That's pretty much the first game that's coming. A game that this is a game I was actually excited about, and it was on my radar, and I actually wanted it. Well, here it comes. Rollerdrome. It's basically skating, but with guns. You got me hooked. And I played a PlayStation Premium when I had PlayStation Premium, when I go off and on with it, but I played the game for about an hour, or was it 30 minutes? I had fun. I had a blast. I know why I had a blast. I enjoy the crap out of Rollerdrome. I'm excited to come back to it. And just the fact that it's coming Essential, I love it. I love it. So I'm going to read it, and I'm proud of it. From the critical acclaimed studio, Roll7, who did a game I actually enjoy, OlliOlli World, thank you, comes a high-octane third-person shooter experience like no other. In the brutal blood sport, Rollerdrome, gear up to visceral combat with fluid motion, set in an evocative retro future. Dominate with style in this intense shooter-skater hybrid. Where kills grant health and nailing tricks provide you with ammunition. Oh, I am very much aware. Will you have what it takes to become the next Rollerdrome champion? You best believe it. Considering that I played just a trial and now I'm getting the full game, absolutely, I'm going to be on there. And of course, I'm going to do 2 videos soon. So, Phone Star hasn't piqued my interest, but just because it's coming on PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Plus Essential, okay, you got me hooked. Wasn't expecting that for a day 1 game, but here we are. If the finals could surprise me when it first came out, why can this game not surprise me? So here we go. And Souls-like. That's the next game, or basically Steel Rising. It's Souls-like, but in France. Is that right? Yep, it's basically in France. I mean, what Souls-like hasn't been covered? What has Souls-like hasn't covered? I think they covered Norse, they definitely covered medieval, they definitely covered Japanese culture, or samurai culture. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. They have covered Victorian, Bloodborne. Oh my gosh, they have literally covered almost everything. Have they done Chinese? Yes! Wulong! Fallen Dynasty! So, why the heck not? Still Rising in the French. Here we go. Our friends. This action RPG is set in an alternate world. This action Souls-like RPG, I stand corrected, is set in an alternate history Paris in which the French Revolution has been suppressed by a robotic army. Didn't they do that with Wolfensteins, but with Nazis? in a sense, like an alternate timeline. Well, anyway, fight and explore through the streets, rooftops, neighborhoods, and castles as Aegis. Really? A mysterious augmentation masterpiece. Engage in ruthless and intense fights against technological marvels. Souls-like that are as complex as they are unforgiving. Souls-like. Souls Rising is trying to be Souls-like, but time will tell if I will enjoy it as any Souls-like clone, because Neo set the standards of Souls-like without being Souls-like. I mean, it's absolutely Souls-like, but it's from a different developer, and they did Souls-like, but Neo absolutely crushes it in terms of that. And the other one is Lies of P. There's plenty of Souls-like that are copycats, but they do their own thing, and they're so unique about it. There's too many, but Neo is kind of the high standard, so I don't expect too much from Steel Rising. I don't know if I'll enjoy that as much as Film Stars, or I will. All I know is Rollerdrome, that is pretty much the takeaway. I am excited about Rollerdrome, and you can't convince me otherwise. Because, come on, skating with guns, you got me, and an 80s retro future, you got me hooked. That's all I can say. It was on my radar for good reason. Alright, let's talk about the PlayStation... Wait, not PlayStation. The State of Play 2024. Alright, also I'm going to turn down the music because I think I can still hear it. Plus the music's calming. Wait. Did I do it? No, I did. Okay, cool. Alright, so State of Play 2024. Let me just give an overall kind of like score on it. The last one, I liked it. I just think there wasn't a whole lot of first-party titles. There was a lot of indie and new IPs, which I had a bunch of trailers I liked from State of Play. And I even told you guys what I enjoyed about, like, some trailers I actually enjoyed, or gave like 10, and I rank it. But this one, I will admit, I wasn't disappointed with the State of Play, but I wasn't, like, hyped that I should. And there's a good reason why I set my expectation low this time around, because they didn't have a whole lot. I mean, there were trailers that hooked me. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. But in terms of new IPs, I barely saw any. In fact, these, dare I say, I give it a 7 out of 10 for this State of Play because they played it safe. That's what the one word, or that's the phrase that came to me when I watched this State of Play. They played it safe. And unlike when Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Marvel's Wolverine, that was the hype. And Final Fantasy 16 was announced, and I think that same year too. Don't quote me on that. But this one, they played it too safe. I already had theories of what games were going to show up. Yes, I knew PSVR 2. You still can't sell me on that. But I knew the PSVR 2 games were coming out. There are a few games coming out, and you're not selling on me. You can't convince me to get it. You can't convince me to get it until I do some kind of demo. I guess we're post-COVID times. We can't try out the PSVR 2 in, let's just say, a local electronics shop. I think we're still in post-COVID that we can't try it out, but I don't know. The games for PSVR 2, it didn't really scratch that itch, or I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I have to have it now. No, I'm still not convinced. The games that are coming to it are, well, time will tell. We'll see how it goes. And the games that I predicted that would show up, like Death Stranding 2, now we actually have a release year. We don't have a release date, but we knew that game was coming because I also watched previous YouTube videos too of like theories, like from one guy, and I can't remember, who had theories of what games would show up in the State of Play, and pretty much majority of his predictions were freaking right. Yeah, all the theories he had were pretty right too. I assumed we were going to see Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I guess I'll save that for the end. But yeah, it is coming. But it's coming at a different date, which is kind of interesting, but hey. But yeah, like I said, they played it safe. There was not any actual surprises. I think maybe out of the trailers, there was just maybe 3 surprises out of 40 minutes of trailers. 40 plus minutes of trailers. Overall, I wasn't as hyped, but there were in basically the montage of videos we got, there were videos that actually caught my peak, or they caught my interest. They did. Did I say caught my peak? Caught my interest, I meant to say. That kind of sums it up. I just felt like they played it way too safe on this. Like, Sony just does not have enough first-party titles to actually kind of make me give a crap. They just don't. It's kind of sad, but yeah. Alright, how long have I been going? About 15 minutes, but that's okay. I've been doing good so far. Yeah, like I said, now this one, there's no limit because I'm just talking about the game trailers that came out or games that are coming on PlayStation Plus Essential, so I can take as much time as I want. Unlike a walkthrough and playthrough, I'm limited because almost an hour because it's in 4K. Alright, let's continue. And also, guys, this will be up pretty soon because this is in 1080p, so I hope you guys enjoy this, and moving on. Excuse me. Alright, so here are the trailers I actually gave a damn about, and they really kicked ass. Alright, first trailer. Stellar Blade, or I guess it was called Project Eve, but now it's called Stellar Blade. Is it because the blade's stellar, or because that's the only title they could think of after Project Eve? It sounds better. I didn't have a problem with Project Eve, but yeah. Alright, this new trailer. 9 out of 10, and I'll pretty much speed run what I like about the trailers. I like the direction it's going. I love the, basically, Devil May Cry. Yes, I'm gonna say it. I love the Devil May Cry with the little splash of Nier Automata, and just hack and slash, but kind of like visceral. It's a visual spectacle, but done well. I don't know what to think about the dub, but it sounds great, but we'll see how it does in the terms of the story. Yeah, I was actually impressed with this one. I gave it a 9 out of 10 on the trailer, and I know why. Yeah, the world, in a sense, this was kind of like a story trailer, so I like how we saw the world. It does seem like the world seems linear. It's expansive, but it seems linear in terms of the story. Maybe we'll get some side missions, which they kind of confirmed in this kind of story trailer / gameplay trailer. But yeah, it just feels like the world is not limited, but it's going to be linear in terms of the side quests and the main story. But nothing about it. Yeah, it is really pushing the PS5 hardware. You can tell. So art direction, it looks like Devil May Cry kind of art style, the newer ones. Like, well, I guess now they're the older ones. Like Devil May Cry 5. The art style has strong art direction, and yeah, visual-wise, yeah, looks absolutely stunning. It's really pushing the PS4 hardware, like I just said. Along with that, what else is done well? I can't say anything about the music because we haven't heard enough of it. And I'm a fan of video game music, so we'll see how it does. But the gameplay is what really sold me, because from the boss fights to just individual mooks, yeah, the gameplay is fantastic. I don't know if it'll rival Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, like one of those strong hack and slash, and I guess God of War counts too. God of War counts, yeah. But yeah, Stellar Blade was so, it looked fun. It looked absolutely fun. I was actually kind of very impressed with the gameplay, and I was still impressed with the gameplay when it first came out too. I think its visuals are pretty freaking great. I think it will kill it. But yeah, I was not disappointed. Plus, the story seemed intriguing. Not, like, too intriguing. Time will tell when the reviews come out. But I guess we won't have to wait too long because the game actually has an official release date. It felt like years while they were trying to figure out of when the game was going to be done, the developers. But I get it. Crunch time from greedy corporations or just a lot of layoffs. Because, man, there was a lot of layoffs in 2023. But did it get acknowledged? Hell no. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to pretty much do like a political agenda. I think you guys can see the state of the video game industry and why we're not getting as much games because of the video game layoffs. I am not an expert about it, but we can't deny, in terms of factuals, there was a lot of layoffs from major big companies and some smaller companies too. Anyway, we're going to move on. But anyway, Stellar Blade, that's the takeaway from this. 9 out of 10. Absolutely. Moving on. Silent Hill, The Short Message. That was one of the surprises. One, I was not expecting a new Silent Hill game because we have Silent Hill 2 coming out. I don't know when it's coming out. Then there was another Silent Hill also that was kind of like an unnamed project, but we know the name of it. And then there's that pretty much. I think there was one with flowers or really screwed up Silent Hill, and that's also unnamed too. Or it has a name, but it's in development, just like Silent Hill 2. So I'm curious of when all those Silent Hill projects will release. Then there's another one too. I think it's some spin-off or something. Silent Hill has been busy. I just don't know when it will come out. It feels like it will come out in decades. It's not like Silent Hill will not release. I feel like it will just take time. I feel like the strong likelihood of Silent Hill 2 remake releasing is very strong. But Silent Hill, the short message, it's available to play. I even downloaded it. It's available to play right now. And that kind of surprised me because they usually don't have games that are just available to play right now or just available or free to play. That's kind of surprising. Why is the Silent Hill free to play? That's what caught my interest too. I like the tone of the direction that they were going with this. I don't know what to feel about the art style, but it seemed great. I don't think it's the best, but it seemed great. The tone is pretty dark. And they even warned you that there would be some images of self-harm, and that got me too, and I was like, huh. But it's definitely Silent Hill. I don't know how the jump scares are going to be. I'll actually have to check it out myself. I gave it an 8 out of 10 because it didn't show us like a whole lot. It wasn't like anything groundbreaking, but I liked the tone, the direction, where I liked the kind of creepy atmosphere that they were trying to convey in this. Yeah, 8 out of 10 because it wasn't like super groundbreaking, but it was still great. I might check it out. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Silent Hill 2 Remake. Isn't it being made by Bluepoint Games? Don't quote me on that, but I thought that's what it was. Anyway, we just saw... tongue-tied. We saw a short clip of basically the comeback and the gameplay. It wasn't anything like groundbreaking because even I played the original Silent Hill 2, haven't beaten it. I know, shocker. Why am I watching trailers of Silent Hill 2 Remake if I haven't beaten the game? I currently own Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3 on Xbox 360, and yet I haven't played or beaten them. Well, I played Silent Hill 2, and that game is, man, that's a depressing and kind of claustrophobic game. Not claustrophobic, but I like the atmosphere, so I'm kind of curious. I'd probably finish it. I'm gonna have to dedicate some time to finish Silent Hill 2. The visual upgrade is pretty absolutely fantastic. That's one thing. From the cinematic trailer, I know people were kind of on the fence about the cinematic trailer because didn't we get a remaster of Silent Hill 2 a couple years back? Yeah, kind of. Or I think we got the same game, just a little bit of visual cleanup. And this is just a visual overhaul, and it's definitely an upgrade. That's one of the positives. Because if there's going to be one thing you walk away from Silent Hill 2 Remake, I think the visuals are going to be pretty clean and pretty impressive. I think from what I've seen with Silent Hill 2 the original to Silent Hill 2 Remake, yeah, the visual upgrades are killing it. That's one of the highlights. The atmosphere is still there. The gameplay seems great too, but I actually have to play a demo of it, and then I can probably give my fair assessment. It doesn't seem clunky, not like Silent Hill 2. I played Silent Hill 2's gameplay too. It wasn't clunky, but it definitely felt like it was something from like the PlayStation 2 era. It definitely felt like it, but not in a bad way. So it just seems like the comeback will have more weight and just more like punch in the gut kind of feeling. And I like that. I appreciate that. So I feel like the developers who are making Silent Hill 2 are going the right direction with the gameplay. Now, in terms of the enemy designs, I think with the visual upgrades too, that's impressive too. Oh yeah, and the music is fantastic in Silent Hill 2. There's a reason why Silent Hill 2 has really the best music of the Silent Hill series. You know it, I know it. I kind of had to play Silent Hill 2, but respect. I feel like the developers, if it's Blue Point Games, they're really taking the time to flesh out and treat it with love and care with Silent Hill 2. They can take all the time they need. Just please get it released before 2025. That's all I ask. I know crunch times, layoffs, same thing. That's kind of making it hard to get an actual game released in 2024. Because when you really think about it, what's really releasing in 2024 compared to 2023? Not a lot when you think about it. Well, anyway, that trailer was still great. 9 out of 10. Alright. This was kind of one of my... Yeah, it was kind of one of my favorite. My second favorite. It was my second favorite, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. My gosh. But in terms of the name, it's very offensive. Yeah, Judas. Man. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Judas. Why would Kevin Levine call it Judas? That name doesn't fit. That doesn't sound right to me. And I know why it doesn't sound right. But that trailer was a 10 out of 10, though. Gosh, it was. I like the whole setup of more story context we got. We didn't get a release date, just like Silent Hill 2 Remake. Sadly. It'll probably come out in 2025, unfortunately. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, Judas. I like the tone, the art direction. It's definitely classic Ken Levine. It definitely feels like this is from the guy who made BioShock. It's just more, it's better graphics. Better graphics, absolutely excellent visual art, artistic and visual direction. Great tone, absolutely great tone. We are frogs in a pot, boiling, doing nothing. I think that's such a quotable line for some freaking reason. The setup is great from the start, and it ends perfectly too. And it gave us snippets about the gameplay too, and I was not disappointed. It's classic BioShock, but with more modern splashes. It feels like Kevin. Why did I say Kevin Levine? Ken Levine. I don't know why I'm saying Kevin. It just feels like this is his new BioShock, but this is what he wants to do. What he wanted to do after BioShock. After now, is Irrational Games closed? Not sure. I think it is. Don't call me on that. But anyway, yeah, anyway, Ken Levine is doing a new game. His trailer is kicking so much butt, and it's crazy. I absolutely enjoyed the trailer. It's one of my second favorite. Say what you will about State of Play, playing it safe. Judas was one of my second trailer. I know how the name sounds. It doesn't. That name, I'm not going to get used to that name, and I know why. Well, anyway, it was a 10 out of 10. Gosh, the cinematography was perfect on that one too. There's nothing. I feel like that game is gonna kill it. If it came out in 2024, I would not be surprised if it was 2020. If it was like 2024's Game of the Year, but there's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is kind of a strong contender. All right, well, moving on. That was a sick trailer. I might watch it again after this. It was a sick trailer. I mean, I liked the first trailer, but this one, it just had a stronger tone and identity. They knew what they wanted to do with this one, and it shows. There's definitely a lot of love and passion going in this one. Just that name, I don't know. I felt like they should have changed the name, but maybe there's a reason why it's called Judas. But in terms of biblical sense, that's a taboo name. Huh. Well, anyway, Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm still giving it an eye, and call me biased. I'm pretty much an RPG enthusiast. Absolutely. So, Dragon's Dogma 2, from the gameplay trailer, they're just giving us more gameplay. It's Capcom's RPG flagship, and they're great at it. Just like Monster Hunter World and all that. But Dragon's Dogma just hit that, kind of like that sweet spot of being dark, but not being Monster Hunter World. It's Monster Hunter World, but just more dark and just more RPG focus. And that's what I want. So yeah, for the gameplay tweaks that they did, that's like a major improvement from Dragon's Dogma 1 to the new visual, slightly upgrades, and kind of the new story context. I feel like the story is maybe going to be slightly better. Like I said, everything about Dragon's Dogma 2 is like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, just make it slightly better. That's kind of what Dragon's Dogma 2 is doing. And out of it, 9 out of 10. It's nothing new I haven't seen in the previous trailers, but dude, just keep giving me Dragon's Dogma 2 until it comes out. And I'm cool. I'm a happy camper. Note to self, gotta play Dragon's Dogma 1 and watch the Netflix series to pretty much get the full scope of Dragon's Dogma. I'm not disappointed with it. I'll be curious of how it'll play in 4K or resolution or performance mode. I feel like the story is slightly better. I gotta admit, the story does look like it's better. Sorry, I talk a lot, and so I had to take a swig. Alright, next trailer. Rise of Ronin. I liked it in Game Awards, absolutely enjoyed it in Game Awards. We finally got a release date from the time that it got announced. Now we got a release date, it'll come out this year. Will it be Game of the Year material? Time will tell. We'll see. Samurais kick ass. That is what you need to basically take away from that. Samurai games kick ass, and that's what you need to take away from it. It's an 9 out of 10. They're just showing us like Dragon's Dogma 2. They're showing us lots of gameplay, and I am not disappointed with that. When you show more of your gameplay than your story, then you know your game is finished. And the fact is, if your gameplay is fun, then everything else just comes second nature. I don't know if the story is going to be the strongest, we'll see, but the gameplay is going to kick ass, I already know. It's just, I like watching the gameplay. Even in the Game Awards trailers, yeah, I enjoy the crap out of that gameplay. Just from when he pulls out a gun to shoot like a total douchebags, yes, it's satisfying, it's sick. And just when you're kind of flying with basically that, I don't know what it's called, but flying and then performing like an aerial attack is super cool. Every time I see the gameplay, I am not disappointed at all. I'm amazed. Is it better than Stellar Blade? Tie until I play both of them. If there's a demo, it's a tie until I play both of them. Then I can tell you which gameplay is better, but yeah, does it rival Ghost of Tsushima? No, absolutely not. I think Ghost of Tsushima is just next level. It can't be touched in terms of its gameplay, but you know, Rise of Ronin just keeps reminding me that I respect samurai games, and I'm biased, and I know I am. In terms of the visuals, I don't think it's better graphics than Stellar Blade, but it's still great. I just don't think it's like tier, like S tier, like Stellar Blade. I think their visuals are pretty great. But yeah, in terms of that, gameplay was fantastic. Graphics were pretty great. I don't know what to think about the music until we actually hear it. That's kind of the gist of it too. I just generally liked, and I like the open level design. It's Souls-like, but samurai, and I always like when samurai is in Souls-like. Enjoy it every time. Yeah, level design is crazy in that, but it just feels like so expansive in that game. I'm excited to basically have a lot of gameplay variety. I know I'm gonna have fun. Oh, so much. That game's gonna be fun. I know it. I just hope one thing, they don't take the story too seriously, but kind of like make it honors historical context of things that actually happen, but you know, kind of still add some weird stuff happening. But we'll see. This one kind of surprised me, and even I was not expecting. No, I wasn't expecting it to come out. And I wasn't expecting a remaster, or are we calling it a remake? I have no idea what it's going to be called. I am actually going to check the PlayStation Store, because I want to see if it's available for pre-order, or if it's going to be an upgrade fee. Or a free upgrade. Honestly, I do not know. That's what I'm curious about. Yep, it was announced. Okay, so what's the deal with this one? I'm going to add it to my wish list, because I'm curious about it. Well, anyway, I'm going to read it. Until Dawn. So, rebuilt and enhanced for PS5 consoles. So, is it a remaster or a remake? Or is it going to be like Last of Us Part 1 remake, even though it's just a remaster? Guys, it was a remaster. You cannot tell me that was a remake. It could have been, but it felt like a remaster. Anyway, Until Dawn is getting a PS5 version, so rebuilt and enhanced for PS5 console. I'm reading this from the PlayStation Store, by the way. Until Dawn invites you to relive the nightmare and immerse yourself in a gripping slasher horror, where every decision can make the difference between life and death. That kind of sums it up. So, Until Dawn is doing a PS5 version. I don't feel like it was that old. I'm looking at the... Let me look at this first one, once I think about it. 2015. Yeah, I guess it's been... Has it been a while? I guess it's been close to 10 years once you think about it, if it comes out in 2025. Am I excited? Yeah, I kind of am. I did actually enjoy my time with Until Dawn. I haven't beaten it, but I have enjoyed my time with it. So the fact that it's getting a PS5 version, I like the new visuals that they are, so I like the new visuals that they're doing in that trailer. I like that basically, the visuals upgrade, the technical prowess of this, the fact that it's still classic Until Dawn that you enjoy and all of that. There's nothing more I can talk about. I just like the new visual overhaul. I think it's just going to be remotely the same, just better graphics. But it's kind of got me hyped. I don't know why. Is that weird? It's just basically remaking the same game with just better graphics, which The Last of Us Part 1 did. Well, anyway, it's a 9 out of 10, and I know it's weird. Maybe I just like these type of horror games because of the quarry. No, I always like these type of games. Well, anyway, my only major two questions are, is it going to be an upgrade fee of $10 or is it going to be free? Second question is, or is it going to be like Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition? I'm going to have to spend like $40 to get it. I'll only do it if it's an upgrade fee, because Last of Us Part 2 Remaster had an upgrade fee, and I think that's more than fair when you spent like a full price on day one of Last of Us Part 2. Just saying. I think that's very reasonable. $10 to get pretty much the best content in the best version. I ain't complaining. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, there's no more trailers. That's it. But you're probably wondering, oh my gosh, you didn't talk about that trailer. Ugh. You didn't talk about that trailer. You didn't talk about that trailer. Yeah, I know what trailer you're talking about. And I'm going to, of course, acknowledge it. But my favorite trailer is absolutely Death Stranding 2. Hideo Kojima knows how to do cinematography. He's making movies. His games are movies. His games are art. And his games are movies. Hideo Kojima, say what you will, he might be considered weird if you're not a gamer, and basically you're an outsider, people might think Hideo Kojima is freaking weird. And that's pretty fair. I mean, he did a trailer called OD about something with purple dinosaurs and OD for overdose. Till this day, I don't know what the hell is going on with that trailer. I don't know, but I enjoyed the crap out of the trailer. You can't deny Hideo Kojima is pretty much a master in his craft, and he knows it. Weird guy, I admit, he's a weird guy, but he's a master in his craft, and he's getting money, and he started his own company after getting unjustified leave. I must be mispronouncing it. After getting fired for pretty crappy reasons, he started his own company, did his own game, and he kind of made a game I enjoyed the crap out of. That's Death Stranding. And so he's making a sequel to that, which I have to now finish the first one to get more context. All I know is, that was a solid trailer. That was a masterclass of solid trailer. It was my favorite. 10 out of 10, absolutely. Not just for the cinematography. The music was fantastic too. Lookwait's back. Thank you. Troy Baker's back, and it just feels like the characters have evolved and major events happen in Death Stranding 1 that I'm motivated to play Death Stranding 1. I'm motivated. I don't think I should have watched Death Stranding 2. I think that's what Hideo Kojima does extremely well. I know I'm gushing about this. He keeps his story elements vague for absolutely perfect. And yes, I'm a fanboy of Hideo Kojima. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I know I'm not. I've been pretty much a fan of him since Metal Gear Solid 4. People might say Metal Gear Solid 3, and that's respectable, but I've been a fan of him since Metal Gear Solid 4, and I've watched plenty of cutscenes about the Metal Gear saga. Oh yes, and I have Metal Gear Solid 5. Absolutely, I'm a fan, if it's not obvious enough. Dude. So, just the fact that we got more context about what's going on in Death Stranding 2. We don't know everything. That's what I like. That's what I like what he did in Death Stranding 1. We didn't know what the hell was going on. We did. And you cannot tell me, the first few trailers, the very, very first trailer, you can't explain what was going on in that first trailer. The first trailer for Death Stranding 1. No, absolutely not. When you play the game, oh yes, absolutely you're going to understand. But the first time, if you're not a gamer and you just don't know Hideo Kojima's style, you don't know what's going on. And even I gotta admit, I don't know what the heck is going on in Overdose or OD. I really don't. So, in Death Stranding 2, you got... Yeah, it's not just the cinematography. The voice acting is perfect. He is a craft in cinematography. Gosh, graphics are fantastic. It's the best looking graphics out of the state of play, period. And you cannot convince me otherwise. From the pretty much technical and artistic graphics, the strong art direction, pretty much the story that is intriguing and interesting to watch because there are interesting stuff that's actually happening, from bolstered by excellent voice acting. And it's not just that, the music's fantastic in that trailer too, that was a fact too. It's just so many interesting stuff was happening in that trailer that it's close to 10 minutes, but Hideo Kojima can take all the time he wants in his trailers, especially because he's going to deliver. He's going to deliver in his trailers, and you cannot... He's a mad genius. That is what I'm trying to say. He's a mad genius, but man, he does extremely well. He's a masterclass in his pretty much his craft, and it's going to be a sad day when he retires from making games. I don't know if he's going to make Death Stranding 3. I think there's going to be a Death Stranding 3, or he could actually have the series second in that series with Death Stranding 2. He could. He really could. And I wouldn't blame him. There's just so much stuff in Death Stranding 2. He's not going to play it safe. That's one thing. Alright, well, I think I prattled on way too long about Death Stranding 2, but it was a 10 out of 10, and it was my favorite. Now, the one that actually got me curious, and I guess we'll see next week too, on February 6th, I don't know what time, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is getting acknowledgement, and it's going to have a special segment. I don't know if they're going to just dedicate the entire state of play for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, or they're just going to also show other trailers that we didn't expect. Is this going to basically be kind of like, okay, today was the test footage of state of play of us playing to say, here are the real trailers we wanted to show you. And if Sony shows Marvel's Wolverine, man, I will have major respect, especially if they actually show it. I don't think it's going to. I think it's too early. I think they're gonna save Marvel's Wolverine for a 2025 release. It would make sense because Spider-Man 2 came out last year. So it makes sense if they don't reveal it in Insomniac Games. I would understand if they don't reveal it. It's just what seemed too early. And they can take all the time they want because they're good at their craft also. But yeah, I'm highly excited about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Why they couldn't show it on this trailer or this kind of like state of play, kind of odd. But hey, just the fact that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, man, I'm tongue-tied today. But just the fact that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is getting its own segment next week, and all the attention's going to that, yeah, we're all hyped. We are all hyped. Even if you're not a gamer, we're all hyped for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. For true. If they do a demo, and someone mentioned that in some YouTube video, if they do a video, or a demo, I mean, oh yes, I'm playing that bad boy, absolutely. Oh, I'm so excited about it. I know why I'm excited about it. Gosh. After playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, beating it, and the DLC, I'm excited about it. But yeah, that's my curiosity. If they will show other trailers after Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, like surprise trailers. I doubt it. But I would be shocked if they do. Well, anyway. So, I hope you enjoyed my basically talking about the video game trailers, gaming news, what's coming to PlayStation Plus Essential. I'm going to start doing stuff like this in separate videos compared to my walkthrough and playthrough I said at the beginning. So, because I am not tired, I am going to go ahead and do that game. I'm going to do that game, and you'll see my reaction to it. So, stay tuned for more content coming up pretty soon, and hey, we'll be back. And that's the end of the video. Man, I uploaded a lot.